Contestant number 3, Lourdes Gamboa. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Lourdes Gamboa, contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, Vijay Mudaliar. Vijay Mudaliar, contestant number 4. Contestant number 5, Samira Khan. Samira Khan, TK, with his speech title, "You are what you eat." You are what you eat, TK Sukumar.
I love my wife, but she thinks twice before that. Never mind what she does. She comes, goes back, but there is a confusion. It's confirmed. She loves me, I do love her. But this joy is short-lived. Why? Because she comes once every 3 months. She claims it is for my welfare, but actually for police reason. And there is one more reason for how this successful love story goes. She lives far away in Cochin and I live here in Dubai. This last February 14th, our club has decided to have a speech contest in which my colleagues told me, why don't you enter into the humorous category? I told them, the days I got married, I'm already in humorous category. But whenever I'm in problem, I always consult my wife. This time also I called her. Honey, I have a problem. Immediately came the reply. Tell me when you don't have one. Not that. I'm supposed to speak for a speech contest. There is no response. Then came the words from the other end. Do you know what day is today? I said Tuesday, as innocently as I could. Tuesday. Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day. And all my friends got expensive gifts from their spouses. Please give me their address, I will also send them gifts. Having spoken this, then I realized the damage is done. I have to build up the dialogue again. Honey, please, give me a subject to speak. Without any doubt, she said, speak about yourself. I said, yeah, you don't even have to speak. Go and stand in front of them, they will start laughing. And the series of questions. Have you stopped walking? Have you cut down on your carbohydrate intake? Are you stopped on your yoga classes? I said, darling, there is no time. I am very, very busy in the office. After the year end, now it's the year beginning. He said, don't lie. You must be watching that repeated telecast of India beating Kenya and Afghanistan. Some channels are showing even that because they don't have anything else to show. And she also said, I have sent you a mail, please go home and read that. Totally dejected, I entered into a lift. A person with a cute looking girl is entering in the lift. He said, hi. I'm telling the girl, tell hi to grandpa. I was not amused, but I said hi. The moment I got out of my lift, I went straight in front of the mirror. Yeah, I have a protruding belly. And there are wrinkles on my face. There are dark patches under my eyes. So what do you call such a person minus walking stick? Grandpa, isn't it? But people of all of my age or plus 60 are not the same. I have seen people with a spring on their feet. They have glowing skin and face. What more do you want? Now, there are instructions to follow. But God sake, ladies and gentlemen, think that she is concerned about my figure. It was the other day, it was I who felt embarrassed when she took me to the tailoring center. And the tailor is a master. He is giving one end of the measuring tape to his assistant and asking me to go around and take my second. I was so intimidated. And there are instructions to follow. Like, split your meal into 4 or 5 small portions and eat only one and rest free to cats and dogs. Drink plenty of water directly from the tap so that you don't have to spend on bottled water. Eat what is grown on plants rather than wasting on your favorite McDonald's. And please join yoga class, meditation, and do light exercises. That is a place where seldom young girls come. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those who want to reduce weight, are you following me? You can join. Nobody?
Evaluation, Balan Vijay Kumar.
The Toastmaster of the day declared to evaluate the P1 presented by Toastmaster Balan is the senior most star evaluator of the Baboon Toastmasters Club. A Toastmaster who's way, way beyond project speeches. A permanent evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome the one and only Toastmaster Confucius. Contest chair, respected judges, and my dear friends. In stormed Toastmaster Confucius into the stage. And he started. Alexander the Great! Alexander the Great conquered the world with a sword. Toastmaster Balan will do it with his public speech. Toastmaster Balan, your tongue is mightier than the sword. I said, yeah, maybe true. And then he went on. Look at his eyes. Penetrating eyes. He can look directly into your souls. And then he says, Toastmaster Balan, you are very handsome. And your stage presence is electrifying. From today, after this P1, I will call you Toastmaster Balan Barack Obama. I said, yes, all this must be true. I realized that. And they said, now after this P1, I know Toastmaster Balan very well. And I'm thrilled to hear that he is a mental doctor, a psychiatrist. And his wife is a dental doctor. Amazing! Mental dental. So close. But there is a problem. We have 32 teeth, but only one brain. 32:1, bad ratio. Poor Toastmaster Balan, he has few patients. But don't worry, Toastmaster Balan, this club can help you. I don't want to say this, but among us there are many crazy members. Toastmaster Balan, please use your psychiatry to control. And when you finish with this club, there are many other clubs with many other crazy members. So soon they may appoint you area governor. Maybe even division governor. So in Toastmasters, you have a very bright future. Anyway, let me come to the questions. But before that, there is one more point. Some Toastmasters have a particular disorder. Toastmasteritis. And the symptoms are very simple. Excessive body movements. Speaking to self. And trying to evaluate your spouse with fantastic results. Most sufferers are new members, but there are some old chronic cases, totally hopeless. Now, because it is your P1, only once. Don't stand like this. Stand in the convincing pose. And walk in the convincing pose. Friends, for many days I walked like this. And my wife said, darling, I'm already convinced. In fact, I continued to walk like this till the next Toastmaster told me, Dr. Balan, you are a very muscular guy. You should stand in the muscular pose. I did this pose even in the clinic on my patients. And the nurse rushed in to make the diagnosis. Doctor, you are suffering from Toastmasteritis. Oh, be that as it may. By the end of the evaluation, I was very confident. I discovered many secrets about myself. I discovered many talents. But you know what? My confidence actually shot through the roof. You know why? I even discovered talents in myself I did not have. So I rushed after my P1 evaluation to Toastmaster Confucius and took up the convincing pose. Sir, will you be my evaluator? Will you be my mentor? He said, sure, Toastmaster. My pleasure. And I said, sir, what about honesty? You want to murder your mentor? Honesty has got nothing to do with evaluations. Evaluations are simple. Push them high, make them fly. Great idea. I loved it so much, I mastered the art. Let me show you how. Darling, you are the greatest cook on the planet. But today in this curry, the salt is a little less. That is because the salt we purchased yesterday is of inferior quality. Actually, you make this dish much better than my mother. Convince me. Push her high, make her fly. But I got a shock. She took up the convincing pose. Balu, I never told you this. You are so handsome. Then I realized she has also mastered the art. Push him high, make him fly. So in my movement is very simple. She pushes me high, I push her high, together we fly. Do it in our club. The speaker is high, the members are high, the guests are high, and together everybody can fly. So this is the greatest secret of leadership. Push them high, make them fly.
Lourdes Gamboa with a speech titled Hotline.
I love you like a song, baby. Cream. Hello? Yes, this is Lourdes Gamboa. Yeah, sure, you can ask some question, my dear. Oh, my dear, can you just call me back? The police is flashing on me again. Hi, officer. It's you again? More ticket? Countess chair, respected judges, fellow Toastmasters and guests, Good afternoon. I was assigned to be the hotline of a training club, and my number was put on the website. So, I'm receiving messages and lots of calls about our training club and answer all their inquiries. One day, a lady called. Why, my husband had your number? Which one? How would I know? There are so many husbands calling me. Because I'm the hotline. She said, she just wants to know me because she knows her husband. He always liked her. I nodded and said, too bad. There was some other time. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. My phone is ringing. Oh, hello. It's a man. Hello, Mom Lourdes. I saw your photo and your number on the website. I would love to have a date with you, Mom Hotline. 25-year-old wants to have a date with a hotline. Between 40 and 50, I will think about it. I'm still available anyway. 25 years old? No way. A lot of people are calling me at home, at work, or even when I'm driving. The police catches me all the time talking on the phone. So I decided to use Bluetooth. However, I was confused that day. The police still stopped me, gave me another ticket. It happened that I was having a hard time taking the Bluetooth and putting to my ear from the charger. He insisted, you are using the phone. I just smiled at him. You are lucky, officer. If you are not old, I'm going with you to the station. And off he went, without even saying bye to me. Ladies and gentlemen, arriving home in a hurry, to be able to get ready to go to my training club. With my saxophone, my phone never stopped ringing, so I decided to connect my phone to my Bluetooth to be able to go around my room while busy talking to different callers. My makeup is done. I'm dressed. And, oh, the color of my nail polish didn't suit the color of my dress.
With his speech title, Fair and Lovely. Fair and Lovely, Vijay Mudaliar.
I will never make the mistake of asking you whether I am fair and lovely. Because I can see a big question on your faces, and I know the answer is yes. Respected contest chair, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And thank you for accepting that I am fair and lovely and proving that you are all color blind. Like all the fair and lovely people in this world, even I was afraid of darkness. because people could only hear me and not see me in the dark. But today, if I have cream. I have a cream that has liberated me from the fear of darkness. Today, if my face is glowing like a moon behind dark clouds, it is because of this cream. If today you would be able to see some part of my face, apart from my shining teeth, it is because of this cream. Before using this cream, my color was this. After using this cream, my color is still this. You can easily compare, but cannot contrast. It all began when I was born. The doctor was dumbstruck and spellbound. The nurses ran away. And my father was totally disappointed. But my mother was very happy. And she said, "Thanks, you have inherited your father's color and not his intelligence." When I was 6 months old, she lost me in the house because I was sleeping and there was no light. It is only when I woke up and started crying, she found me from the SOS, from the source of the sound. When I started going to school, she used to always keep a pair of candles and a matchstick in my school bag and advised me, "Darling, if you are returning and if it's dark, light this candle. It's not because you cannot see the road, so that others can see you on the road." Later on in life, I discovered the secret of her wisdom. She believed that it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. When I was in school, I never used to stand in front of a blackboard because I would get easily lost in the background. Please don't ask me how I got married. My marriage was a fairy tale marriage of that of the Beauty and the Beast. In Beauty, the only difference was that in Beauty and the Beast, the beauty kisses the beast in the end and it turns into a handsome prince. But in my case, the beauty refused to kiss the beast. I asked her, "Darling, why did you do that?" She said, "It is waste of time and efforts." In the beginning, my wife regretted the marriage. But after some time, she also decided it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. A few months back, I visited a very, very hot place. And there I saw a man selling this cream. You see, wherever there is demand, there is supply. He was saying, "Buy this cream, color will change." I went to him and asked him, "Color will change? What is the guarantee?" He looked at me and he said, "We have also tested it on monkeys." I said, "How much time it will take?" He said, apply in the night, sleep black, get up white. I bought that cream, and when I applied it, nothing changed. I was very sad and disappointed. My daughter came up to me and asked, Daddy, why are you looking so sad? I told her the whole story. And she said, Daddy, don't worry. You are the most brightest person in my life. So what if you don't have a color? Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe in yourself, you will always look fair and lovely in front of everyone, like how I am looking in front of you. So don't be in the fool's paradise. Original color is original. And it doesn't change. So, if you still want to change, I will give you the cream. But as of now, this is what it is.
Samira Khan with a speech title, Why the Mystery? Why the Mystery, Samira Khan.
A young man is walking by the Hudson River. He spots an old lamp. He takes it and rubs it. Out comes a genie. Genie grants the young man a wish. Young man says, "Oh genie, I wish for a bridge that will connect New York and my motherland, India." Genie is shocked. What? Come on, that is impossible. Do you know the amount of steel and concrete required? Did you even consider the impact on sea life, impact on the environment? No. Ask anything else. Young man thinks again for a while and says, "Oh genie, I wish to understand women." Genie takes a deep breath. So how many lanes you want on that bridge? Respected contestant, honorable judges, fellow toastmasters and guests, you all must have heard this joke before. Why understanding women is such an impossible task that it sounds funny. The main reason why I stand before you today is to help you understand women better. First of all, women are straightforward. Well, most of the time. Except when we say we will get dressed in 5 minutes, we actually mean multiples of 5, like 20, 40, 50, etc., etc. That's all. Women are reasonable. But if you forget your wife's or girlfriend's birthday, you are finished, my dear. My mom has 3 birthdays. One real birthday, one passport birthday, one astrological birthday. My father's second wife helps him remember. Here she is. He knows if he forgets, he will witness the reincarnation of Phulan Devi. For those wondering who Phulan Devi is, just skip your wife's next birthday. You will see. You will never find a woman alone. She is always with her best friend, a huge handbag. Except money, you will find everything in it. ATM cards, wallet, hand cream, hairbrush, lip balm, makeup set, nail filer, pens, crumpled tissues. Lots of useless junk. But when we went to watch a movie the other day, my brother asked his wife, "Honey, please, keep my wallet inside your bag." She looked inside her bottomless pit and told him flatly, "No, there is no place." Women do not like to be interrupted. When 2 women have their heads together and they are murmuring to each other, you, their husbands or boyfriends, don't break in. You may think they are just discussing food, fashion, kids, latest TV shows. No, they are actually gossiping about you. But enough about women. As a woman, I I find very mysterious. My husband always tells me, men always say what they mean. We do not have any hidden meaning behind what we say. Really? The other day he comes up to me, honey, what are we doing this weekend? I knew he already made plans with his friends. Oh, you're going out with your friends? Gosh, what do I do? I have no other choice but to hang out with my friends. I guess we'll go watch a movie. Probably Dawn too. Maybe the 7:30 p.m. show. Okay, let me go call them. You don't want to come, right? It's okay, it's okay. No. No hidden meaning whatsoever. I hate this the most. When my 2-year-old son behaves exceptionally well, you know what he says? He's just like his father. And if his behavior is rotten, you know he's like, husbands always have a busier and a more tiring day at work than their working wives. When I ask my husband to set the table for dinner, he immediately crashes on the sofa. Oh, honey, I'm so tired now. Does he actually think I pluck flowers at work? Don't even get me started on driving. When we women do wrong parking, women, they don't know how to park. When men do wrong parking, you are in a hurry. And what is it with men and asking for directions when you are lost driving in a new place? Seriously, my father would rather drive in front of the same Madina supermarket 5 times in a row, and he still has the nerve to say, don't worry, I know exactly where we are. He will never admit he's lost. Also, I don't understand why men have this huge prestige issue on road. My husband drives a lot on Emirates Road. If he has to overtake the car in front of him, first he checks the car, and then the driver. If it's a guy, a simple flash. If it's a woman, God save her. He flashes so violently as if releasing missiles from F-16. At the end of it all, men find it hard to understand women. Women find it still harder to understand men. My advice would be to communicate more. For example, men can say, honey, don't make any plans that involve me this weekend. I'm going out with my friends. Okay? Women can say, darling, let me know if we are going out tomorrow. I'll start dressing tonight. Problem solved. Over to you.
With his speech title, Oh Man. Oh Man, Murali Dharan.
Once a wise man said, if your father is poor, that's your fate. But if your father-in-law is poor, that's your stupidity. Countess Chair, Toastmasters and guests. You know, my father-in-law dealt with a lot of money. He handled them very effectively. He knew where they came from, where to put them into. He met with the bankers, investors very often. He was a very successful accountant. When I first met him, he looked anything but an accountant. Yeah, he looked sophisticated, innocent, intelligent looking. In fact, he looked more like a college professor. We talked about books, authors, philosophies. Accountant, philosophies. Yeah, didn't I say that he looked anything but an accountant? We bonded very well. Then I fell in love, wanted to get married to his daughter. That's the time he started behaving like an accountant. Have you ever approached the account manager for anything? The immediate answer would be no, right? You can't blame them. That is how they are professionally programmed to say no to anything that goes out of the company.
So my father was trying his level best to stop our marriage. You know, those days I was young, energetic, handsome, those days. I fought very hard. Finally, after 6 months, he gave up. I happily got married. 2 years in marriage, I realized I should have listened to my father-in-law. One day, both wives, mine and his, were away. So we decided to have a man-to-man quality time. So we went to the club. After the couple of drinks, I asked him this one question which was bothering me for the last 2 years. Tell me why you are so much against our marriage. Is it because you are a Bengali, I am a Malayali? Or is it because you worried about your daughter? He looked at me and said, no, I worried about you. He said, you know, when I looked at you, I remember my young days. You looked exactly like me. Absolutely stupid. And hopelessly fighting to get married. I did the same thing. I know, my daughter is strong like her mother. I didn't want you to go through what I've been going through. Then why did you give up? No, I was almost cried. He said, you know, then after some time I realized, anyway, you are going to get married to somebody. Why not to my daughter? We all know that known devil is any day better than unknown angel. Surprised. Aren't you talking about your daughter and comparing with the devil? He said, no, you're mistaken. My daughter is still an angel. It's your wife I was talking about. Then we had a couple of more drinks. He slightly went high and spoke in philosophical note. He said, you know, women are the wonderful people, the amazing creation of Almighty. But in the process, something happened. The result was super intelligent, can do many things at the same time, multitasking, but much more complex in nature and most unpredictable. Even the Almighty could not understand this. He said, oh man, so you call it a woman. So now back to things, he created something very, very basic. Simple-minded, short-term memory, can do only one thing at a time. Give more than one, totally get confused. He called it a man. Now you know why men are more confused all the time? And my father-in-law said, as a man, don't ever try to understand a woman. Not only you will be wasting your time, you may become insane in the process. Now we know why even Ginny was ready to build the bridge from New York to Delhi. Friends, that evening was an eye-opener for me. We did have a many wonderful sessions like that, of course without our wife's knowledge. Friends, don't think that you are alone. The problem with men has a universal. It doesn't matter who you are. The problem we face, the same one. You know, when I joined the Toastmaster Club, I noticed one thing. There are more men compared to women in the Toastmasters. And I noticed the pattern in all the clubs I visited. One day I asked my VP Education, brother, why there are more men, less women in Toastmaster Club? He said, my dear Murali, this is the only place men get a chance to speak. Full 7 minutes, 30 seconds. That too without interruption. On top of that we get laughters and applauses. Where on the earth we get this opportunity? Friends, thanks to my father-in-law and the wonderful session we had, I survived 20 years of my marriage. If anyone is going to get married,
It doesn't matter if he's a mental doctor or a dental doctor. Make sure your father-in-law is alive. Because he is the only hope for you. The reason being, he was in the same boat. If he is alive, means he survived all these years. So he is carrying a big experience. Believe me that he will not come in the front. He is not that stupid. But he will give you all kind of back office support to you. The second one, the most supportive group on the earth for the men, Toastmaster Club. Don't ever think of leaving this unless you want to live the rest of your life in silence. Over to you.
Contestant number 7, Kenut Matthias, with his speech title, Confusions During My Early Days in Dubai. Confusions during my early days in Dubai, Kenut Matthias.
Confusion. Have you ever had a confusion? Think about your very first few days in college and school or in a new country. Contest chair, respected judges, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a good afternoon. Back in 1995, I came to Dubai to work for a supermarket, English chain of supermarkets. Hail from remote and tribal place from India, as soon as I landed, I had a litany of confusions. I am the first university graduate and the first English-speaking person from my village. As soon as I landed, I started to look at the skyline buildings. In fact, counting the floors. I was slowly counting, 24, 23, 24, 25. Suddenly, one of my fellow countrymen came and asked, "My friend, how many floors did you count?" I said, "Only 5. "Give me 5 dirham. Then I gave him 5 dirham. Baffled and confused, I thought, "You want to count the floor, you need to pay the money." Actually, I counted 25 and paid only 5. Next day was our first day in the head office for the orientation. As soon as entered inside, heard some names like Lawrence White, Cecil Blackmead, Kathy Bird, and Jimmy Cook. First I thought they were all our suppliers. No, those were their real names. After orientation, I was assigned to one of the branches at Beach Road. As soon as I stepped inside the store, I came across people like delivery boys, office boys, and porters boys. And most of them were telling, even those people were 40, 50 years old, they were still boys. To my utter surprise, most of them were telling for everything, "Yes sir, no sir." For everything they were telling, "Yes sir, no sir." I said, "Don't call me sir." "Okay sir." Then I called each one of them, "See my friend, you shouldn't be calling me sir, we are all colleagues, you know. Don't call me sir. You will not call me sir, no?" "No sir." I checked with the manager, "What's wrong with these people?" He said, "Don't confuse ma'am. They even call their fathers, 'Yes sir, no sir.'" I was told to get familiar with the store system. So I was coming round in the stores, I was passing through the dairy shelf. There I saw different kinds of milk, full cream, low fat, and different packages. And all packs were written "fresh cow's milk" with a fat cow's picture on that. Now my confusion increased. Fresh cow's milk. The cow is fresh or milk is fresh? I tasted the milk. The milk was fresh. I didn't know about the cow. Back in my tribal bed, they only write fresh milk. And people will always understand it's cow's milk. My next assignment was to man the checkout counter. You see, 99% of the customers were native English. I was confused. Even the 3-year-olds, speaking English. I was at the checkout counter. Then came one customer, a young lady. She was like a bold and beautiful, like a supermodel. She was in front of me. I was standing there. She asked me in a mellow and sweet voice, "Young man, give me a kiss." So I was ready. And I was thinking myself, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let me enjoy and rejoice in it. The lady again uttered, "What are you thinking? Give me a kiss." I looked on, and she moved on with a bag, carry bag. I think in Arabic they call keys for the carry bag. In my tribal language too, the keys means kiss. After that, my real work started at the workstation. There came Miss Anne. It was my first encounter with her. She was my apple pie, not cherry pie. She was standing in front of me, just 2 feet ahead, and first greeted me with one eye and hi. I made no mistake to reciprocate in lightning speed. And it went on every day like that. Because in my tribal belt, they keep 20, opposite gender always keep 20 feet. It went on few days. After few days, our store manager came, Jeff Hunter. He too made like this. Because the files were coming up. Then I clarified with him, what's the matter? What's the meaning of that? He said, that means only give me a favor, do me a favor, I will just keep going. That's the tradition. My championship remained for very few days. My all confusions were cleared, except which I am carrying since my childhood. One is, man is evolved from monkey. Really? When I learned this school, I asked my grandma, Grandma, did my grandpa and their parents had a tail? She said, no. After hearing such a long no, I dropped the idea of explaining her about Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. And at least got convinced that at least my ancestors were not evolved from monkeys. Recently, when I went to Dubai Zoo, I was looking at the monkey and I had a confusion within the confusion. Why this monkey is not evolved? I was looking at and the monkey had looked at me like this. He rubbed like this and made like this and moved on. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, it's normal to have confusion and cultural shock in a new places. Let us rub ourselves, have humor and laugh, and move on. Over to you.
Contestant number 8, Orabel Ogale Dean, with her speech title, Horrible versus Khan. Horrible versus Khan, Orabel Dean.
How many of you work in logistics industry? How many of you are in operations department? Great! At least I have 2 souls to clap on my speech. That doesn't mean the rest of you have to go out of this hall. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. Good afternoon. One day, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I got a call from an unknown number. Upon picking up the call, the person on the other line said, "This is Khan." Due to my excitement, I couldn't utter a single word, and my mobile phone almost fell out of my hand, and the call got disconnected, as I knew only 3 Khans in this world: Salman Khan,
Shah Rukh Khan, and Amir Khan. All I thought, they were calling me to sign me up as their leading lady. And I'll be their next partner in one of their upcoming romantic movies. I looked up at the center mirror of my car and said, "Wow, Arabelle, you've made it!" Height doesn't matter. And I began to question myself. Do I look like Katrina Kaif? Aishwarya Rai? Or Kajol? I was into my imagination, and the glitz and glamour of Bollywood had flashed before my eyes. And I started imagining myself acting with these three superstars with the six packs, the Gajni look, and the shirtless man. I even visualized myself receiving a Filmfare Award for my most romantic performance. By that time, my phone rang again, and it was Khan. But fellow Toastmasters, it was not Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, or Amir Khan, but Badsha Khan. All of a sudden, my imaginations was gone with the wind because this man was a truck driver. And all he wanted was the location. Not the shooting location, but of our warehouse. I asked him, fully agitated and frustrated, "Kidhar hai?" Means, "Where are you?" And he replied confidently, "Madam, on my left is Salalah, on my right is Muscat. Please, tell me the location." Friends, how would you expect me to give the location to a person who was still in Oman? And the next day, he managed to locate our warehouse. It seems he was very impressed with my voice over the phone, and he wanted to see me as soon as possible. I am sure he would have driven a lot of fantasies about me the way I did about him when he mentioned that he was Khan. In fact, he had more time to do that. Full 24 hours, unlike in my case, where my imaginations lasted for 24 seconds. Upon reaching our warehouse, one of our helpers assisted him to park the vehicle as he was parking backwards. And the helper kept on saying, "Come back! Come back! Come back!" And bang! There was a sound. He hits the ball. He immediately got down to his truck and shouted to the helper, but the helper defended himself very innocently. "Why, sir, brother, since when I was telling you, come back here, come back here." There is a ball, there is a ball, there is a ball. He found too many hurdles before meeting me. By that time, he was almost angry. After reaching our office, He came very close to my desk, as if I was his destiny, and said, "Good morning." I replied, "Good morning. Baisap, udar ba ito?" "Brother, please be seated over there." To my surprise, his entire expression changed. I felt like I abused him. After a few seconds, he asked me, "Madam, do you know the number of discovery?" And I told him, "Yes, it is 116 on my TV." He scratched his head and said, "No, madam, I want to put my truck in garage. I want discovery number." I shouted at him, "Badshakan, that is not discovery, that is recovery." I had enough for Badshakan for the day, so I asked my office mate, "Help Karubai." He looked at me and smiled. "Your name should have been horrible, not horrible."